We're going to work on breath expansion this morning and opening up the lungs. And I've been working with the element of air because I'm doing an astrology class right now. And it's all about what your missing element is, and mine is air. It's like what I have the least of. And so one of the ways to work with that is breath. And so I figure we can all benefit from a little more air and lightness. Yeah, and it's funny because the theme today was working on kindness and compassion. And what's been coming up this morning is just the impermanence of everything. As we were just talking about with your dear friend. Can you guys hear?
I hear noise, but I don't understand it.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, do you want to mute? Yeah? Okay. No worries. Yeah, so I actually would love to just come into sitting or lying on your back, whatever feels just the most inspiring this morning for you and true for you. And, just contemplating this idea of impermanence and, just we never know how long we have here in this body. And the reminder to keep our hearts open and cultivate kindness and compassion. And I always think of starting with myself because we put ourselves last often. So wherever you are, sitting, lying down, just go ahead and take your hand somewhere onto your body and we'll just tune into our breath. So maybe it's just right there on the lungs or the heart. You can feel your heart beating. And just go ahead and observe your breath just as it is without changing it. Noticing the natural flow of the in-breath and the out-breath, and just this moment of tuning into your aliveness in this present moment. And if there happens to be just a difficult situation that you might be in, you can tune into that and bring some mindful awareness and just acknowledge the difficult situation, even if it's just something that's simple and feels, somewhat irrelevant. Just acknowledge it. And acknowledge that the pain and suffering is a part of our lives. And as the Buddha said, the more we can accept that, the easier life will be. Allowing the face to relax into that and keep feeling this idea of serene detachment. And just being in the cycle of breath allows us to be in more detachment. So as we inhale, we take in a full breath, breathing into the full capacity of the lungs. As you exhale, just slowly letting that breath out with a little smile on your face. And we can just say to ourselves, may I be kind to myself, may I be compassionate. May I do my best to keep my heart open in the difficulties and the challenges. And just listening, ears open, soft, receptive. We'll take another 3 or 4 more breaths, inhaling, seeing if you can fill the back body, the side body, filling up your wings and feeling the lightness that the breath brings into the body. And see if you can keep the lightness as the exhale moves back out again. The bottom of the breath as release, as surrender. And again, just taking in that natural in-breath. The gratitude for this breath. And then exhaling. Next breath all the way out. And we'll take one more nice big inhalation. And just pause at the top of your breath. Without effort, just feeling that full expanded feeling inside, and exhale, letting that breath out nice and slow. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and let's come onto our backs together. Some of you are already there. Yeah. And I just want to invite everyone to just really listen to your body today and be in your own rhythm. Okay. So if lying on your back is like, what feels right in the moment, then please take care of yourself this morning. There's no pressure to do anything other than what your body is wanting to do this morning. So let's take the knees into the chest, give ourselves a nice big squeeze. So remember, this class is all about compassion and kindness with ourselves starting. Keep a hold of the right knee and extend your left leg all the way out. Yeah, and then inhale, you can take the left arm up overhead and just start to come into your body and feel and move and stretch in your own way. You can inhale, drawing the leg in towards center, pulling inside, and on the exhale, feel the bones reach and extend. Let's take one more big breath in here. Good, and then exhale, draw the left knee in and extend the right leg out and stretch. You can try to bring the back of the right leg towards the floor, reaching out through the inner heel, and then inhaling, spiral the right arm up. Again, as you inhale, we hug in, and as we exhale, just feel the radiance from within reaching out. Keep coming back to the flow of the in-breath and the out-breath. So effort and surrender. And then one more big breath in, radiating through the toes and fingertips. And then exhale, draw the knee in, and we'll just give both knees a tight squeeze, hugging in towards your center. Great. And then let's roll over to one side, press up to sitting. And then we're going to come right over into child's pose. So we'll just separate the knees and reach back. So you can come into a more modified child's pose or full child's pose with the heels, sitting bones to the heels. I'm just going to spend a few breaths here, opening up the back of the lungs and the heart. Just inhaling, see your breath going into the lower lobes of the lungs, the middle lobes, and the upper. And then as you exhale, letting all that breath flow out, there's that just mini surrender, that mini letting go. Listening, nice sweet sound of your in-breath and your out-breath. See if you can just feel the element of air moving in and out of your body. Great, and then we're going to slowly start to move through air with the body, inhaling, coming up onto all fours, come into a slight arch, opening the heart and chest. And then on the exhale, we'll go right back into child's pose. Heels reaching back towards the earth, and then just come through each vertebrae of your spine. See if you can feel yourself moving through the air. Inhaling, bring that air through the nose, and exhale. Reaching back. And about two more. Inhaling, coming through, And letting the air move you. You move through the air. Exhale. Reaching back. Good. And then inhale, we'll come into arching the back, looking up and opening up the chest, and exhale, press through the hands as you come into just a simple cat-cow here. Inhaling through each vertebrae of the spine, opening the front, exhale, good, curl and round. And inhale, arching the back, and then we're just going to take it into some more spontaneous spiral movements. I like to move the head and the tailbone in little figure eights and just go slow. Just actually like you're drawing little figure eights. Good, and just a few more little movements, just being curious inside your body, inside the sensations. Good, and then we'll tuck the toes under, walk your hands back. You're gonna press right onto the feet, separate your feet about hip distance apart. Yeah, make sure the feet are parallel. And then we'll take our elbows, let's just hang. Feel free to bend your knees if your hamstrings feel on the tight side. Just bend a little bit. And press down evenly through those four corners of your feet. So toes spreading, but the roots of the toes grounding. Inner heel to outer heel. And you can just sway like an elephant. Elephants have lots of compassion, right? Compassion and kindness. Just feel free to take a big breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Letting go of all the ways we try to hold and control, right? Just gonna try to let that go a little bit today in our bodies and just be more fluid. Relaxing the arms all the way down, bend the knees a little more. Let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Great, and then you're gonna turn and find either a wall or a chair. And we're gonna plant the hands on the wall or your chair and walk back until you're in an L shape. And the hands can be just slightly above the shoulders here. And you wanna open up the palms of the hands and press into the fingers evenly. We're gonna roll the upper arm bones externally, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and then just soften and melt that space between the shoulder blades. Good, nice, Karen, good, Lori. And breathe, take a good 5 breaths here. Great, Jeannie. Rest the mouth, rest the tongue, soften the eyes. Good, one more big breath in. Finish the exhale as you reach back through the sitting bones, and then inhale, we'll walk up. And you're gonna take the right, hopefully you guys have a little space to do this. And if not, you can just interlace the hands and work the shoulders here. But otherwise, you're gonna take your arm about to 2 o'clock behind you. Yep, right hip is facing the wall. And then we wanna root down through the legs, lift up through the chest, and just start to gently turn and look to your left. And breathe. So good. Keep the breath going. When you meet that edge, just find a breath. And if you want to take it back a little further, feel free. Looking all the way over to your left. You want to open up the throat, the eyes. Great, you guys. And then inhale, reach it back up, and we'll switch sides, taking the left arm up the wall and walk it back to about 2 o'clock. And just gently push the outer hand in and roll the shoulder back and down. So that shoulder blade is stabilizing on the back. And then you're gonna lift up and turn to the right and just breathe, 5 breaths, inhaling. And exhale. Deep breath in. The side body gets long. Heads of the arm bones roll back as you exhale. Good. One more big in breath. You want to go back a little further. Exhale. Nice. And then just bring that arm back up and let's come back to our mats. Not just that little bit feels so good. I know. A little shimmy, shimmy. Take my earrings off. Clicking in the AirPods. Okay, so let's take the feet hip distance apart, interlace the hands. Adjust this for a moment. Okay. Great, interlace the hands and we'll loop the shoulders back and take a big breath. So lift up really through the sides of the waist here. Get nice and full in the upper body. And then on the exhale, fold forward. And again, if you need to bend the knees, feel free. Keep tuning into that element of air. Right, even the air all around your body. The air that's moving in and out into the lungs. Through the diaphragm, exhaling all the way out. Eyes are soft and steady. Inhale. Exhale completely, and then just root down through the legs. Lead with your heart and slowly rise back up. Good. Exhale, release the arms. Let's take the hands. Actually, let's take the arms up. And then we're going to cactus the arms, bend the elbows, and just see if you can feel the bottom tips of the shoulder blades drawing down and in, and that's kind of lifting up through the chest, right? Yeah, and let's take a few breaths here. You don't have to go far, just stay rooted in the pelvis. Flesh of the buttocks moving down, and then inhale, reach the arms back up, and exhale. Let's go into a little rhythm here. And inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, elbows bend. Open up the chest and heart. Good, inhale, last one. Exhale. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, we're going to bend up and over to the right. So right arm down, reaching the left arm up. Try to keep the pubic bone moving slightly back as the tailbone goes down. Good, and then inhale, come on up, and exhale, getting that nice opening through the side body. So I always think of a willow tree here. Inhale and exhale. Use the willow tree swaying in the gentle breeze. Inhale and exhale. Good, one more on each side. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, exhale to the left. Great, and inhale, come on up. And let's walk our feet together and let's take the hands at the heart, close the eyes for a moment. And see if you can just come into that place of serene detachment. And if the feet feel better, slightly apart, just find your equal standing. Samastitihi. And we'll just turn like the Buddha, just gently gazing in towards the heart. Cultivating kindness, compassion with yourself, with your body, with where you are right in this moment. Breathing in that kindness, compassion, and then allowing it to just emanate out from you. Exhaling. Great, shoulders relax. And then we'll let the eyes open into that soft, serene look. Inhale and exhale. We're going to move through a couple of sun salutations, going slowly. So spin the arms. Inhale, reach the arms wide and uplift to the thumbs. Turn the palms out and ride that wave and see if you can feel your body moving through air, space. Deep forward fold. Good. Inhale, lift from the belly up to the heart. Shoulders roll back. Exhale, we'll step the right leg back into a lunge and bring the back knee down. And fold the mat if you need to. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. So again, just staying soft, and exhale, we'll cactus those arms. Palms are open and soft. Good. And then inhale, Reach up. Let's just do one more because it feels good. Elbows bend, heart open. Inhale, stretch up. And then exhale, hands come down. We'll come down back onto all fours and come into Ashtanga Pranam. So we'll keep the butt high. Lead with the heart and see if you can touch the chest and the chin, and then glide your way into a baby cobra. Let's start slow. So just burrowing the hips and move the shoulders a little bit here. Yeah, and just finding that snake-like fluid movement in the spine. Good. Yeah, that's a great idea, Karen. Let's come now into the Great Sphinx and just take a few breaths here. Forearms parallel, spread those fingers and use the arms to pull the heart through the gates of the shoulders. Just take a few breaths. You're gonna get your neck nice and long, toes spreading. Back to breathing. Great. And then exhale, bring your hands by your chest and we'll press back. You can take a modified dog pose or a full dog pose. You decide. You see where you're at this morning. Just remind yourself of that kindness. Be kind to your body. Be kind to where you're at this morning. Deep listening. And we'll listen to the sweet sound of our breath. You okay with a little adjustment, Lori? Great. Yeah. And take another 2 breaths wherever you are. Good. And then inhale from wherever you are on all fours. You can come up, step your opposite foot forward. We're going to step the left foot forward and then inhale. This time let's hook the thumbs. We'll do a couple different shoulder movements. So I want to have you just bow forward a little bit and knit those ribs in. And so you're actually opening up the back of the heart, the back body, back ribs. Yeah, how's that rib doing? Hanging in there? Okay. So sometimes I find just really staying soft in the rib cage. And then inhale, curl back. So like here, maybe you wouldn't go as far, Karen. Yeah. Enjoy a couple of breaths. And you can even reach up into this right side, kind of curling over a little bit to the left, opening up the psoas. Nice, Jeannie. And inhale back up and exhale. Release the hands, step all the way forward. And bring the hands to the shins and lengthen the spine on the in breath. And on the out breath, deep forward fold. Plug the feet in and move slowly. Feel the air as you come through, like molasses. Low. Look up towards the thumbs and exhale. You can brush the thumbs along the front of the body and take a breath here, just pausing. Inhale. Good, and then we'll keep moving. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and up. Slow, rhythmic breath. Exhale, up and over. Great, and inhale, halfway lift. Lift the heart, chest, shoulders back. Exhale, step that left foot back first this time. Back knee comes to the floor. Inhale, let's reach back and interlace the hands here. Take a slight bow forward. You can scissor the legs in to stabilize the low body. And then inhale, just nice and slow. Come on up. Open the chest, come to your first edge and breathe. Just be there. Where can you stay spacious? Where can you meet the edges with your breath? Good, and then release the hands, exhale, step back onto all fours and moving through Ashtanga Pranam. Glide your way through Cobra. baby cobra, whatever works for you. And then on the exhale, press back into half dog pose or full. You just see where you're at. And breathe. Listen to your breath. We want to bend the elbows just very slightly. It's enough so that we can feel the shoulder blades like two wings. We want to wake up our wings this morning, little bird wings. Yeah, just glide those bird wings down your back as you re-straighten the arms. Go ahead and just take 2 more full breaths. Yeah, is that okay? Calves, yeah. I hear ya. And then we'll finish our next breath and take the right foot forward this time. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. This time we'll just open the palms forward. So kind of like you have a wall right in front of you and you want to suction cup the fingertips on that wall. And then draw the heads of the arm bones back, the armpits back. And then curl back and breathe. There's that balance of effort and letting go, not too much. Soften your gaze, smile. And take another big breath in. And then on the exhale, release. And step all the way forward. Inhaling, hands on the shins. Extend, elongate, and exhale, fold forward. We'll plug in the feet, lead with the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and up. And then exhale, the hands sweep down along the third eye, throat, heart. Take a breath. And then let's just come back to our willow tree. We're going to come up and over to the right side. Yeah, good. And then root down. So you want to find the nice stable tree trunk down through your legs as you curl up and over. And then inhale back up and exhale to the other side. Couple breaths. Good, inhale, coming back up. Let's take Anahatasana, so the hands on the lower back, and we'll just walk the shoulders, actually circle the shoulders back and lift up here. Yeah, the sense of like buoyancy up through the chest and heart. And just kind of, again, Karen, go to your edge. You don't want to aggravate that rib. Great, and then we're going to come down and you're just going to rub the back of the hamstrings as you come down. Just give those hamstrings little squeezies. Calves, give your calves a little love and kindness. Squeezing. Yes. Yeah. Just another few breaths here. Squeezing, squeezing. You can even put your hands on your feet to ground. Nice. And then inhale from here, look up, and I can't help but do airplane, Dukasana. So we're going to come onto the left leg and reach the right leg straight back. Okay. Yeah, so this can be your airplane today, right here. You can just stabilize with your hands down, or if you want to play with a little more balance, take your arms, and the left leg can have a little tiny bend if needed. It's better than hyperextending. Otherwise, quad muscle lifts. And just imagine, yeah, you're flying. And if you fall over, it's fine. Just come back in to your airplane. Just imagine you're flying through air. Yeah, so see if you can let the upper body get a little lighter, a little more buoyant. Find your wings, your bird wings, and fly for a moment. Good, and then exhale, release, and we'll step all the way back into a lunge again. And then inhale, hands up. How's it going, Lori? Checking in? You what? Yeah, hold on. Great, okay. Let's just come here into a Opening the front of the hip flexor. We'll reach back again, interlace the hands and lift up through the side body. Maybe you go a little bit further this time. Yeah, so maybe you add a little bit of neck loop here where the center of the mouth goes back. We open up the throat, exploring the element of air, lightness. Yeah. And then exhale, release. Let's actually come into half Hanuman because this is a good, there's a lot of marma points here that are connected to the heart and the back of the hamstring. So keeping those hips squared, we'll dig the heel in. And if you need a block, you're welcome to just come up a little higher and use your block. Yeah, good. Yeah. And dig in, inhale, lift from the belly to the heart, exhale. Fold forward. Come back to the breath. As you inhale, go right into where you feel the sensations and meet the sensations. Breathing. Exhale, soften in. So it's like meeting those challenges in our body, then we get off the mat and we have these practices that help us meet the challenges in our life. So how do you meet that edge right in this moment? Can you soften your jaw? Can you relax your eyes? Can you find a little soft inner smile? Good, and then inhale, we'll come back into a lunge. Let's take a little twist here. So inhale, the right arm comes up, and we want to open up this whole waistline, right? And twist at the rib, and then take the hand, elbow to the outside of the knee, hands fold at the heart. This is variation one. You can stay here. This feels like your edge. Or you can play with lifting the back knee off the floor. You decide. Yeah. You might just give yourself an adjustment back in. Just go into that. See that as happening. Yeah. So with every inhalation, you can extend through the crown of the head. Long spine. Every exhale, deepen the twist. Open the shoulders and the throat. Feel the freedom of air. Exhale, eyes all the way to the left, and then inhale. Good, release the hands and exhale. Let's come back into half or full dog pose, just stretching it out. Feels so good. Let's feel the work in the hips and the hamstrings there. Stretching it out. Yeah. Great. And then you'll look up between your hands, step your right foot between the hands and come on up on the other side to Jikasana airplane. So either you're just staying here and working that stabilization, right, of the standing leg, and then that inner reach of the back leg. Those are the 2 points. And then if you want to take it into the full Jikasana, arms reach wide. And again, just kind of fill up your wings with air, like you're catching, like you're a hawk, right, up in the air. This is on a beautiful hike in Crested Butte, and there was this hawk just riding the currents of air. So beautiful. Yeah. And then exhale, and you can fold in for a breath or two if you like. Making your way back to crescent lunge. Good. Inhaling. Let's see, what arm movement haven't we done? I know, let's take this. Let's take Gomukhasana, right arm on top of left. Yeah. And then sink down through the hips as you lift up through the elbows. Yeah, good. Nice, everyone. And you can just softly look up. Breathe. Sometimes we get caught in working so hard in the body, we forget to breathe. So You want to be at that edge where you can still breathe and still stay soft as you're doing the work, as you're meeting the challenges. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Release. And now we'll come into our half Hanuman. So glide. Yeah, you're welcome to use a block if you need to be a little higher. Level the hips out. Just engage the hamstrings. It's like you're pulling the hamstring right up into the attachment there by digging the heel in. Inhale. And exhale. Fold over. And can you just surrender the upper body? Soften in. Listen to your breath, the inflow, the outflow. And of course, the space in between, the places of pause, the middle. And exhale, good. And then we'll inhale, come back to a lunge, and is that all we did on that? Oh, we did a twist, yes. Good, and then inhale. See, I get airy and then I forget. I turn into an airhead. And exhale, wrap your elbow. Good, and hands at the heart. And just kind of find that first edge for you. Breathe in. I want to let go of like trying to get anywhere in the pose and be in more the curiosity, the wonder. Yeah, really good, everyone. Inhaling. Exhale. And one more big in breath. And then on the exhale, release. Yeah, and let's just come back to either child's pose or downward dog for a moment. Let go, let your jaw relax. Release the unnecessary holding. Yeah, so much of suffering comes from our attachments, right? And so we can practice just detachment even here in the moment. Letting go through the out breath, letting go of the holding in the body. Feeling air come in and just sweeping away that which no longer serves us in this moment. Maybe it's just a way that we hold ourselves or a self-concept. We talked a lot about that last week. Like we get into these patterns in our family and partnerships where we kind of hold on to our self-concept, right? And it's really when you don't hold on, when you let go, it feels better. So just take another breath. Great, and then let's inhale onto our bellies. All the way under our bellies. We'll take the arms wide into like a full kind of airplane lying down. Great. And you can work the shoulder blades down the back again here before you go into the next move. Say hi to your friend. And then you're going to roll over so you can come up onto your left hand and roll over to the right side. Yeah, and this might be as far as you go, or you can bend that top leg and play with maybe reaching the leg back. So there's no right or wrong here, right? You may just be in your own exploration of movement. Feeling a little windy here. So just go ahead and play inside your body. Be curious. See where your edges are. And then inhaling, come back and we'll exhale over to the other side. And again, you can just roll to your hip and just play, be playful. No right or wrong here. Yeah. Let your body be expressive. I think of air as creativity, right? It's a little more, in my opinion, it's a little more like um, unstructured, less from the past, more from the moment. We'll catch the wave. Good, and then inhale and exhale. We'll come back, and then we'll come into a full cobra here. Full inhale, cobra. Yeah, maybe even an upward dog if you feel really inspired. Ooh. And then exhale. Let's come back onto our knees. How are we doing? How's this pace for everybody? Good? Okay. Just checking in on timing. Let's do a couple more. Let's do one or two more standing poses. So we'll, from the downward dog, reach the right leg to the sky and exhale, step through. To a lunge, turn your left foot out, and let's just like a windmill. Sweep the arms up into Virabhadrasana. 2. And actually, since we're working with air, you can just sweep your left arm around your head a couple times, just clearing any negative thought patterns. None of us have those, right? Yeah. And then just coming into Virabhadrasana. 2, open the feet, open the hands, and actually turn the palms up so you get that rotation in the shoulders. See if you can catch a little bit of lightness. And then we'll reverse that warrior, just right arm overhead. Stay soft in your arm. And then on the exhale, bring your forearm onto your thigh, extended side angle. We'll just move the hips back a little bit, pubic bone back to soften the inner groin. Yeah, pull the right sitting bone back under, and then turn the arm as you look up. Deep Ujjayi breath. Let's just inhale, come on up to the other side, gently moving through space. Turn your left foot out and exhale, Virabhadrasana. So again, we'll turn, roll the shoulders back and turn the palms up like you're gonna catch some, yeah, like your wings. Going back to that hawk I saw. So see if you can just catch the wave of air, like you're just flowing through the air. Flying. Inhale, opening it up. Good, and then exhale, extended side angle. So find your wings, your shoulder blade wings. Yeah. Breathing deeply. Nice, everyone. Good. Let's take one more breath. Yeah. And then inhale, coming up. And let's just turn the feet parallel here and take one big breath in, lift the shoulders back, and then exhale, fold. And you're welcome to bend the knees if the hamstrings are tight. And actually, let's just bend our knees anyway and flow a little bit side to side. And let your shoulders move along with your hips. So we let go of the rigidity when we bring in the element of air, right? Air doesn't like to stay in one place like earth. It moves, it flows, it's light. Yeah, Vata. Great. Okay, now we'll walk to the front of our mats and slide and glide back to down dog. Let go of the head and the neck, soften the back of the heart. Great. And then we'll come down onto our knees. So You can either take Vajrasana. Vajrasana is bringing the feet and the heels together and sitting back, or you can take Virasana. So it just depends. Virasana can be hard on the knees. So either one, and feel free to sit on a blanket or a block in either. Okay. And Vajrasana I really like for the front of the ankles and the shins. So if that's, yeah, can you feel that? That's really good. Oh, forgot to say, grab your strap. So hopefully that's not too far away. How you doing, Sarah? You good? Okay. Yeah, and then we're gonna take our strap and bring it nice and wide. First learned this with Teresa. Do you remember? Wendy's sister. She was one of our first teachers. So you want to give yourself as much slack as you need, right? Where you can still keep the shoulder blades down the back, so not hunching up, right? And you're going to go back slowly, like flossing the arms. Just go back slowly, and you'll kind of meet that first edge in the pectoralis muscles, front of the chest, and try to go through that area slow. Good. And then you'll inhale. Just come back up. We're just going to go back and forth. Right. So tendency when we go back is to overarch the back. See if you can keep knitting those ribs in as the arms go back. Keep the neck soft and free. Yeah. And just kind of gently back and forth, like you're giving yourself a massage here in the front of the chest. Yeah. Really, really nice. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's good. And then we'll gently release. Okay, take our blocks. Yeah, let's take a breath. I like that, Karen. You turned right in. Let's just close our eyes for a moment and just notice your breath. You can even put your hands like on your chest or on the sides of the ribs and see if you can feel your breath coming out into your hands as you inhale. Exhale. Breathing in kindness to all parts of yourself, even the parts we judge and don't like. Breathing in kindness, compassion, love. Kidneys, lungs. Great. And then let's open our eyes and let's take our blocks actually behind. So I'm just going to show you guys here. So there's two ways to do this. Either if Virasana is okay for you, you're going to do Supta Virasana. If not, if you haven't been in Virasana for 10 years, you might want to do this one, right? Where your legs are out and you're just coming here. I'm going to turn this way. The block is going to be right between the shoulder blades. This is called heart bench here. I love this pose. And I like to hold my head because otherwise it can be a little strenuous. And you can also put a block under your head. But this is really nice because you get the shoulder opening. And if you want to do it in Supta Virasana, it's even deeper of a stretch. So you find which one works for you. The soft blocks are much better for this one. You have one? Yeah. Great. Yeah. Do you have the right block? Yeah. Great. And then hold your head. Yep. There you go. Is that okay? And then, yeah, that's perfect. Does that feel good? Okay. How's that for you, Karen, and your ribs? Jeannie, looking good. So find your sweet spot and breathe. Be in the exploration, the curiosity. And then when you've had enough, over the next breath or two, you can gently make your way up. Yeah, good. How'd that feel? Everybody feeling a little more like, whew, so good, right? Good. You look brighter. How's your rib? Okay, I know. Gets your attention to your breathing, doesn't it? Okay, let's come on to our bellies again. Belly, belly. Turn a little so Sarah can see. And great, so we're gonna bend the knees. Actually, no, we're gonna start here in the Great Sphinx again. So you'll just come here, forearms parallel, soften and melt the heart. Use the arms, use those forearms to pull the chest through the gates of the arms. I'm gonna try to keep the tailbone rooting, all 10 toes. And then you can either stay there or bend the left knee if you want to go a little deeper for a quad kind of psoas stretch. And you just want to keep the thighs parallel. And then bring your gaze up to the right, and that'll help open up. Yeah. Good, Karen. Yeah, just keep doing what you need to do. Yeah. And then you can switch sides. So keep a little bit of stability through the hugging of the inner thighs, the tailbone rooting down. Yep, yep. And then lift the chest and look up over to your left. Yeah. And then exhale, release. Full pranam, arms out in front, rest your forehead down. Just wiggle your hips a little. Feel take a moment just of gratitude, just a moment of feeling the gratitude for this breath, for this moment. Great, and then we're just going to come into a more spontaneous exploration here of lifting. And you want to think of almost as though you're swimming through the air. What would that be like? So you can lift your legs, your arms, and just explore space and the body moving through space. And it's the slower you go, the more you'll kind of feel that. There's no right or wrong movement. You just feel through your own body. And you might actually spontaneously take a pose that you know, right? From here. Maybe it's Dhanurasana would be the most obvious, but maybe you're just continuing to be in the curiosity or exploration. Dhanurasana can be a big pose. So you just feel your way through, sense your way. In fact, if you were to close your eyes and just see if you can feel the hands and the legs moving through air, space. Just take another 30 seconds or so. Just be in your own movement, no right or wrong way. Good. And then when you've had enough, we'll stack the hands, rest the head, and just take a moment of reflection, breath. Resting the legs fully. Yeah, you can maybe give a little jiggle to the legs. Take another deep breath in and a nice full exhale with a sigh if you like. Good, and then we'll glide our hands back by the chest. push back onto your knees and all the way back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Okay, good. So we'll come into Vashisthasana and some variations of. So you can watch if you're not sure what that is. We're going to walk the right hand towards the middle of the mat and forward. And then we're going to roll over onto one side. And you can do this in many ways. You can have a foot out. You can have a leg down here. Okay, so if you haven't done yoga in a while, this is probably your pose here. Okay, and then you can play with either this one or leg stacked. And this is air, right? We want to play with air here. You want to lift your hips. And those of you who know the full Vashisthasana, you're welcome to lift the leg, take the foot, whatever inspires you here. Okay, good. Yes, so gorgeous. Keep going. A couple of breaths. I got to get a picture. I'm not going to post this, I promise. Great. And then when you've had enough, just take another big breath in. And then you'll exhale, come down into child's pose or downward dog or both. If you haven't moved your body in this way in a while, just keep coming back to compassion, kindness, not pushing. The fact that you're even here is wonderful. And then when you're ready, rolling to the other side and either left knee down with the legs stretched. It's such a great pose here, actually. Yeah, or you can come up into a different variation, Vashisthasana. Play in your body, stabilize your foundation and lighten your heart. Find your wings, you guys. Yes, beautiful. And then exhale, we'll just come back into down dog and then eventually child's pose. And just resting. Nice, Jeannie. Got to do it while you can, right? So I can't help. We got to come up and we're going to come to sitting and take the Kuan Yin posture. Compassion. She's like the compassion goddess. So you can just sit back on your right heel here. We're just going to do a little breath work. And you can release it however it feels good. If you want to be on a block and just good. And you okay, Lauren? You good? Okay. She's like, what have I gotten myself into? And just come back to some Ujjayi breath. Serene detachment. You can either keep the eyes open at a soft gaze and just seeing if you can invite the energy of compassion. Ujjayi breath, soft Ujjayi breath. Take another 2 or 3 breaths. Great. And then we'll slide our way forward into nice big puppy pose, stretching the arms out, rest your forehead down. And if you want to get a little more openness in your shoulders, you can come up onto the pads of the fingers either hands flat or up on your finger pads. And as you inhale, the armpits lift like you're catching wind in a sail. Right? You're just catching that wind under the armpits, riding those currents. Good. And then inhale, come on up, and exhale. We're going to lift up our left arm to the side and just thread your arm through to the right. And you'll come down onto your shoulder, onto your head. Yep. And this might be it for you here. Otherwise, you can maybe walk your right hand a little more out from your head and just open. Nice little twist here in the upper back. And there's always the option of stretching out the right leg and going deeper. So you just, again, feel where your edges are, your boundaries. Breathe. Good, and then inhale, coming up, nice. And then pick up the right arm, inhale, catch that wind, and exhale, thread it through. Coming down onto the right shoulder, rest your head and breathe. And you can play with walking the left hand out, keep those hips level. And if it feels good, stretch your left leg out. And then we'll make our way back. Good, you guys. And let's come on to actually, I'm just going to do one more here. How are we doing? We're all hanging in there? Okay. Let's take a little Richard pose here, a little banker's pose. So we want to get that side body lifted, heads of the arm bones back. Yeah, and this might be your pose today. If you want to go back, I like to tuck my toes to begin with, but you might not need to. And so just see, that might not be available today. Just stay here. Yeah. Sometimes I just like doing this one because it gets a little more openness. Buoyancy in the chest. And then exhale. Let's come right back into the counter pose, child's pose, and use your block here. Just noticing anything in the body that might be awakening. Give it space. Breathe into it. You might even feel some motion moving or some different thoughts shifting. Just give it space, let it breathe. Great practice of feel, kiss, flow, where you can just let yourself feel what's arising, touch it with your awareness, let it go. Nice, everyone. And then let's come up onto, let's shift our way back onto our backs. And we'll finish where we started. Drawing the knees in, just give yourself a little squeeze. Yeah, and just roll a little bit side to side. Great, and then bring the feet down when you're ready. And let's take bridge pose. We'll have our blocks handy. So we're gonna just start by coming up onto our elbows actually and point your fingers towards the ceiling. And just walk using your elbows. You're going to walk one shoulder in at a time. Yeah. And then exhale, root down through the elbows, lift your hips and keep the thighs parallel as you come up into the bridge pose. Yeah, and just keep grounding the elbows because that's going to give you a little more buoyancy up through the rib cage, and let your chin be neutral. Yeah, so good. Eventually you can reach under with your hands, maybe walk the shoulders in a little bit more. Yeah, good, everyone. Good. You haven't lost a bit. You haven't lost anything. It's all there. Good, Karen. Yeah, and you can lift your chest a little as I'm pulling here. Yeah, beautiful. Welcome to take a back bend from here if you'd like, if it's in your practice. Otherwise, another breath or two here. And then you can release the hands and just slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Rest one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. You can lean the knees in for rest in your hips. Come back to some Ujjayi pranayama, just slow, rhythmic breath. Noticing the air coming in through the nose, out through the nose. So we can use the breath in our lives as a metaphor, really. And then we take in and then we let go, and we receive and then we give. And this daily practice of detachment, of letting go. We can acknowledge the pain and the suffering in the world, and yet we don't need to get pulled into it. So if there's another pose that you feel called to before we go into Shavasana, you're welcome to go there, or you might just find yourself wanting to come right into Shavasana for a little bit of a longer Shavasana. So let's just take 1 minute. If you want to do an inversion, or maybe you want to do a fish pose as a counter pose, since we've done all this chest opening, or you just come here. Check inside. What's your body ready for? Yeah. We'll make our way into the final corpse pose. If you're not already there. Just start to make your way into full relaxation. Shavasana is that great practice of truly becoming the corpse. I always like to imagine that that's the way I'm gonna go is in Shavasana. I'm just gonna float off. So let all of your muscles, especially around your face, soften and relax. Your jaw, your eyes, and particularly in your forehead and third eye, brain, let it all soften into serene detachment. Having compassion starts and ends with having compassion for all those unwanted parts of ourselves and imperfections that we don't even want to look at. Compassion isn't some kind of self-improvement project or ideal that we're trying to live up to. Pema Chodron. Rest back and allow your attention to reside in the sweet lotus center of the heart. That can be in the heart chakra or the spiritual heart. Resting back, deep breath. The softness inside, the softness of everything. Resting in serenity. Letting go of
Just sweet stretch in the arms. Bending the knees over to one side. Take a pause moment here. Contemplation moment. Eyes closed, extending your left to sitting with the hands. See if you can visualize, see yourself moving through your day from that place of serenity and compassion and kindness and all those who come into contact with, knowing that we all experience suffering and pain. Can you expand your heart to acknowledge that? Gratitude. Oh, I have my own too. Thank you for coming. All of our owners. They're gone. Oh, so nice. So much.